the last day of competition in the Hero Hockey World League final. And there are 4 games, exciting games on offer. The first one of those is for 7th and 8th place. It's between Argentina and Germany. And we are coming from the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi, where it's yet again just a bit of a chilly day to begin with. Just about 1:15 in the afternoon, and we are looking forward to what should be a sumptuous day of hockey. The Argentines and Germans met in the final of the Hero Hockey World League semi-finals. That was, of course, in Johor Bahru, the second semi-final. And on that occasion, Germany ran out 4-2 winners. And interestingly, both teams had good starts in this competition, both with some big victories in their opening encounters. It's also a historic day for a couple of players, one on each side. First, we'll see Facundo Caglioni, the number 7 from Argentina, who's had a good tournament, and he wins his 100th cap today and gets this from his coach Carlos Reteji. He's been outstanding. He's played some very, very good hockey, scored some spectacular goals right through this. And next up, Marcus Weiser, who will make a presentation of his memento for his 100th cap to Christopher Wesley, the number 10 from Germany. Man who plays in Nürburgring and has, of course, an Olympic medal as well behind his back in 2012. And first of all, we'll stand by for the national anthems of the two teams.
Vamos, viejo, dale.
Yes, both Germany and Argentina made outstanding starts to their campaigns. In fact, Germany beating New Zealand 6-1 in their opening match, and Argentina giving Netherlands a 5-2 hammering in their opening encounter. And such are the vagaries of the format of this Hero Hockey World League, that those two respective teams, Netherlands and New Zealand, find themselves in the final. They'll be playing for the honor of being crowned champions. But here, there's a little bit of pride at stake, especially for the Olympic champions, who will want to prove that this has been a bit of a blur. A look at the Argentine team. Facundo Caglioni has been quite special, impressive in his games. There have also been 3 goals in the first 2 games, albeit for Pedro Ibarra, number 5. Juan Vivaldi in goal has been quite spectacular, and they depend a lot on Agustin Mazzilli, Pejero as he's called, number 26. No goals as yet for him, but he's been the instigator of quite a few positive moves for Carlos Reteji, the 3-time Olympian from Argentina. Germany, losing out in their previous encounter 5-4 in a thriller to the home side, India. And they have had a few players who have performed quite impressively right through this competition. Christopher Wesley got 1 goal, but the goals have come in principally from Thilo Stralkowski, number 26, with Oliver Kahn also coming into his own, the captain there, number 18, with 3 goals, all 3 of them in the last 3 matches where he's performed well for Marcus Weiser, who oversaw the German team's 2008 and 2012 Olympic gold-winning seasons. The officials for today, Raghu Prasad with a ready smile on his face from India, and Gregory Utenhoff of Belgium. And they are joined by Andrew Kennedy, who's the video umpire from England for this particular match. Lots of smiles around. 96 goals already in this competition from 20 matches. So will we get the 100th goal in this game itself? It's a battle to avoid the wooden spoon, proverbially, but expect some quality hockey from these 2 quality sides.
Yes.
Argentina pushing things back. They are playing in their familiar Albi Celeste colors. They're going from left to right, and in black, defending their goal on the right, Germany. I'm Devayan Sen, and in the commentary box this afternoon with me is former 2-time coach of India and current coach of the Delhi Wave Riders in the HIL, Cedric D'Souza.
Well, Divine, I think we're going to see a match between a structured Germany and a counter-attacking Argentina.
And the structure providing the first constructive move coming forward, but Vivaldi does well. Just nipping it in the bud as Florian Fuchs was moving into a dangerous position. Indeed, Argentina play a style of hockey not too dissimilar from India, and they will have been overjoyed to see the way that India performed yesterday against the Germans, taking the attack to them, using a lot of flair and creativity up front, and that's what led to a 5-4 victory for the Indians.
Well, Argentina normally plays a very sturdy defense. They play a half court as much as possible, hold the ball, hold back in their 50-yard line and wait for the counter punch. They play the long balls, they play the aerial balls. Basically looking for a lone striker up front.
This time, though, this has found its way through to Stralkowski, and Vivaldi gets his foot across to it. Didn't know a lot about where that ball was, but did enough to deny the man who was moving forward. It might well have been Florian Fuchs. Some anxious moments already.
So Stralkowski gets the ball and moves into the circle. He beats 2 people on the run. Vivaldi comes well out to save that ball. He didn't have much of a knowledge of where the ball was going, but he spotted the ball anyway and made a save.
Of course, from the Indian, or rather the Argentine perspective, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy tournament, because from the 70 minutes of hockey that we have seen, they've only lost 1 game. So they might feel a little hard done by the format, but that's the way that this Hero Hockey World League is designed. It's meant to reward performance on the day. It began with that 5-2 against Netherlands, then beat Belgium 3-2. Then, of course, were defeated in a big way by Australia 6-1. And in both their quarterfinals as well as their placement match yesterday, it was 1-1 after 70 minutes, losing out first on the shootout to New Zealand and then losing out to Belgium yesterday. So that'll mean that Belgium will take on India in the second match of today. Will come through to you at 3:30 local time, a little more than 2 hours away from now. So for the moment, concentrating on this match. Germany, of course, current FIH world number 1s, but that could change. We have knowledge of how many ranking points the teams are likely to earn on the basis of their final placements in this particular competition. The team which finishes first gets 400. The team which finishes second gets 350, and the numbers from there on are 325, 300, 280. 260, 240 and 220. So if they do lose here, Germany will finish with 220 points for this particular tournament. Now this is moving well into it. It's a good job from Korn. And also getting some good support on that occasion from Pilt Arnold. Back with German possession, as Cedric rightly pointed out. Argentina looking to be as patient as possible inside their own defensive third. And this time Korn unable to control it. Some good early movements.
Definitely, Korn comes into the circle, does well to try and beat the defense, but he cuts into a very narrow angle and a save by Vivaldi in goal. The important thing is Germany is playing patiently. They do a lot of ball rotation. The speed of the pass is much better than in the first games, and they play to their set plays. So and Argentina is doing a fantastic job of just holding back and just waiting for the counter punch.
He's the 100-cap man. Wesley just getting on the ball and pushes it all the way back to the defense. Martin Hahner through to Linus Butt. Back to Hahner. Some key players for the Germans who always seem to be the recipients of the ball. In the middle, there's Tobias Hawker, who almost always gets the ball in a good position and then tries to release it forward for the likes of Strakowski and Florian Fuchs. Here's Hawker once again. Just looking to try and mystify the defense a little bit, but a good bit of work in the end from Lucas Rossi. Caglioni, in fact, the other man who's got across to 100 caps today. Facundo Caglioni, a man with a penchant for some spectacular goals. "28 years of age and plays for the Ciudad de Buenos Aires. Was part of the team which won the Junior Hockey World Cup back in 2005. That was in Rotterdam, incidentally. And here come Argentina with their first constructive attack of this match. Down the left, Mazzilli working well. Terrific bag of tricks that this man has, doesn't he, Cedric?
Definitely, he has a lot of skill, and he's got a certain burst of energy and speed also. So the important thing is he's a complete player. He does very well in terms of a counter punch, counter attack, and when he gets in the circle, he's also got a good lethal hit.
You're a coach yourself, Cedric, so would love to get your thoughts on this. Noticing the Argentine strategy down by the pitch side, they seem to have Mazzilli as one of the key messengers for anything that the coach needs to pass on. Would you normally do that as well? Would you normally keep one or two players identified as the ones that you would want to pass on the specific tactics to?
Well, there's what you call certain core players which are used for communication from the coach from the bench to the team itself, and it depends on how communicative the player is and what type of leader he is.
This time it's Caglioni who's moving into some space on the right, but well defended in the end. Quite comfortably done as well. This is Nguyen Luong. Another young man who's impressed. He's got through in spite of a couple of stick checks. This is Zwicker. Got some support inside the D, but the ball stolen away at the last instant by Gonzalo Payat. Good bustling run down the left, though. In spite of the pressure from Lopez, doing well. And Zwicker eventually dispossessed by Payat. Was lobbed up and well received by Lopez. He's got some options inside the box, and what he's looking to do is get in.
Nice aerial ball coming across, and Lopez he tapped the ball okay, got a good first touch, but he didn't move the defender before he tried to pass that ball. He just put it on the flat stick, and a great save by the German defense. The important thing was that you have to move the defender before you could pass that ball.
Well, the last few minutes, Argentina stringing together some good moves. Once again, stealing the ball in midfield and earning a free hit in a useful position. Here's Lopez once again, likes to go for those long shots. Almost finding its mark, but just intercepted by a German defender. Back with Lopez, though. This time he earns a free hit in his favor against Tobias Matania. Lopez again moves away, slaps this one through, but there is no contact along the way, so no problems for Tim Yesolat. So in the first 9 minutes, Cedric, a slightly cagey start from both teams, and Germany, after a fluent start, have suddenly been pushed a little bit onto the back foot, it seems.
Well, Germany has to be very careful. Their defense has been suspect in this tournament. They're rather slow, if you ask me. But they've got to be very careful with the Argentine strikers, which are very quick and very skillful, and are actually really great on the 1v1 passes. They're really very strong in the 1 versus 1 situations. and Germany has had the upper hand for the first couple of minutes, but I think Argentina has come back into the play, playing to their strengths, which is the counter ball.
Germany now with possession and a chance to build on something useful. This is a good long ball. It's been received by Matania as well. Immediately release it, does it forward for Nguyen. And unlucky to find a foot just inside.
Well, a nice cross ball played from the left to the right hand side. Matana gives the first time pass on to Dong Leong, and he makes a mess of it onto his foot. The important thing was the first time pass. That was a great pass by Germany.
It tells you about the caliber of the side. Not for nothing, the defending Olympic champions and also the world #1s coming into this competition. So we talked about the defensive prowess of this Argentine team, and not surprising considering that their coach himself was a no-nonsense defender in his playing days.
But he was a very hard defender, brutal in his tackles and his body play. And he's put a lot of effort into this Argentine team. They defend from the first person right up front.
Well, this time the defense will be called upon. It's a good bit of defending to begin with, and eventually getting that ball away too was Pedro Ibarra. This time around, no bothers for the Argentine defense. Those are the substitutes, just to initiate somebody who might be watching hockey perhaps for the first time or may not be too familiar with it. Has a role, or rather a rule of rolling substitutions. Can have those substitutes coming on at any stage. This is Lopez, who's moving through. Was checked along the way, but in a fair manner by Hana. Hana got finally a penalty corner conversion right against India in the previous game. Brought it back to level terms, 4-all at one stage in yesterday's game, but eventually India winning the day with a last-minute conversion, penalty corner conversion of their own from Rupinder Pal Singh. Back with defense, Benjamin West pulling this one through, almost falling rather favorably, but Matthias Ray does a good job of recovering. Ignacio Ortiz turning the ball back in towards defense. They've given it away yet again. Need to be careful. Far too many turnovers happening in the last few minutes, giving the ball away rather softly to the Germans. Matania works well with a couple of good moves and gets a free hit in a useful position for his team.
Well, the most important thing in that entire movement was how Germany just kept patient and kept playing that ball faster and faster, switching it from the right to the left, and then trying to find the ball inside. The important thing was they had possession at a good ball speed pace.
That's exactly what they're doing once again. Hana quickly onto Butt and through to the right. The lovely run coming in. Oh, and a touch which wasn't too far away. Good opportunism from Oscar Dika inside the D.
A cross ball played fired in the circle. The Argentine defender was actually ball watching. He should have been closer onto Oscar Dika and put his stick down. You know, the most important thing in defense is to cover your feet and to get low on a cross ball.
Dika into his 163rd cap for Germany. No goals as yet thus far in this Hero Hockey World League. Benedict Quirk has also been a workhorse for his team. In fact, we would say that it has been a performance which hasn't quite lived up to the reputation, but every now and then they've shown glimpses of why so many of their players are considered such big stars. This is Dika once again. All the way back to Linus Butt. Tobias Hawker almost always involved in every move that Germany try and construct. Talismanic presence in midfield. Back with Hawker once again. And there'll also be the first card of the match, which goes to Juan Lopez. Was a feature of their performance, especially in the first game. Didn't get a single card, which was quite uncharacteristic of the Argentine team, but Second match onwards, there have been a few moments of indiscipline, which has cost them at times. Now, this one was slapped across. It could have really gone anywhere from Oliver Kahn.
Well, the ball bobbed up very, the ball came into Oliver Kahn's stick. He took it down the left flank. He was trying for a cross ball into the circle, but he rose the ball into the defender dangerously and freed for Argentina. It would have been better for him to spin off onto the right-hand side and then cross the ball instead of trying to hit with the reverse hit. I think this is a fashion with most of the players to try and hit this tomahawk hit.
And Hiladi, the man who just took a bit of a blow on his arm. Once again coming forward, it's Rossi. Just a while ago, one detected a hint of frustration from the Argentine camp, particularly the goalkeeper. Vivaldi got a little bit of a talking to from umpire Raghu Prasad. Just telling him to concentrate on the game, not bother about the cards being flashed. Now this is a good move coming through from the Germans. Hanner all the way through, but the first touch is a little heavy. And Oscar Dika is a little annoyed with himself because had he controlled that, that could well have been the opening goal of the game.
Not a good. The first touch was not a good touch by Oscar Dika. That's why he didn't get a shot at goal.
Action at the other end. Argentina find their opener. This is the way that Facundo Caglioni always likes to strike. Much like Muhammad Ali, floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. Argentina go ahead just like that.
Well, a great aerial ball from defense. Again, this counter ball. Germany was caught napping up front. And a nice pass to Caglioni. Caglioni does all he has to do is just sidestep and pass, flick it past the keeper. A great goal and a great opportunistic goal by Argentina.
Classic counter-attack, classic finish. Good stuff. Caglioni's goal, confirmation of that. Argentina currently leading in this match by 1-0. And much against the run of play, because the last few minutes Germany had constructed a few useful attacks and had almost got themselves into goal-scoring positions of their own. Oscar Dika, most notably on a couple of occasions, getting very close to scoring. Now a free hit, looking to take it very quickly are Germany. A sense of urgency about their play now. Oka through to the captain, Korn. Linus Butt through to Martin Hanna. Back with Butt. Patiently looking to work this one through. It's been sent in, but no touch along the way, so no problem at all for the Argentine defense. A quick confirmation of Lucas Villa also getting a green card just a while ago. Finishing up with his suspension, becoming the second green card recipient from the Argentines. Germany with majority of the possession, 61%, 3 times as many circle penetrations. But Argentina have done brilliantly to convert from the only shot that they've got. So perfect opportunistic strike as always from Facundo Caglioni, playing his 100th game.
Well, you know what Argentina does. Argentina just soaks up the pressure, and from that aerial ball is a brilliant ball, if you ask me, into space. Picked up by the left striker who just passed it to Caglioni. But the important thing is they're playing to their plan, they're playing to their strengths, and capitalizing on the chances which come their way. One chance, one goal. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes, that's pretty much anything that a coach could ask for. And as we mentioned right at the top of the telecast, that there are some ranking points which are on offer. We think that if Argentina, irrespective of what happens with them, they will move up to 8th. But if they do win, then that will just add those extra 20 points to put some further pressure on whichever team finishes with 7th position at the end of this. We think that India will also move into 7th position. Nevertheless, here come Argentina. Back with Argentine possession. This is Pedro Ibarra. All the way through in midfield to the captain, Lucas Ray. Somebody who's not made too much of an impact thus far in this competition, but he is capable himself of also scoring some great goals. It's a glimpse of Ido Barreiros, who's just hanging around where Tim Jesulat, the German keeper, is. Ibarra. Rossi picks it up. This is Villa. Villa moving forward. It's been well stolen here by Barreiros. Looking up for some options inside the box. Rossi is making a run in, but he just runs out of yardage on the baseline, but does win a long corner for his team. It's a good hassling and harrying of the defense from Lucas Villa. Lots and lots of white and blue shirts in there, hoping to make the most of this. Mazzilli will probably be the one to spark this attack, and he does come up with a useful ball.
Well, Mazzilli took a shot at goal, a cross ball actually across the goal mouth, but the ball rose, and so it's a foul against Argentina.
15 minutes left in what has been a first half, which, well, the story is not told by the scoreline as such, but Argentina have made the most of the only scoring opportunity that they got. It was of a classic counter-attack, and they made it count. Taglioni himself now moves up to 4 goals in this Hero Hockey World League, courtesy of that strike. Got one against Netherlands and scored, in fact, in each of the league matches, the pool matches that they played. Once against Netherlands, once against Belgium. And the solitary goal in a 6-1 thrashing in the hands of Australia, who today will be playing for 3rd and 4th spot. That match will be against England. Two teams who had impressive campaigns right up to the semi-finals. The finals, of course, being contested between New Zealand and Netherlands to be crowned first ever Hockey World League champions. The Dutch women have already accomplished that feat, doing that earlier in December in Argentina. Linus Butt, Hana, slipped through to the right. Lots and lots of space to work with. That's a fabulous finish. On the reverse stick, it's an outstanding goal and work to perfection by Benjamin West.
It was a lovely ball from Hana to Benjamin West. He gets this ball onto the right. He spins off onto the left-hand side and takes the shot at goal and deflects off Vivaldi's stick into the goal. The good thing was, there was another German player waiting in the wings for the deflection ball in case Vivaldi missed it. Now that's what I talk about, a team which has good set plays in terms of tip-ins, in terms of deflections, in terms of percentage hockey.
Fabulous, fabulous stuff from Germany, moving forward in good numbers, showing their intent. Now, you get the impression that Argentina will have to just concentrate that bit more in terms of defense. You did mention that they are very organized in defense, but that can also be a double-edged sword, can't it? Sometimes you can defend too deep and allow your opponent to come hard at you.
Well, what's happening is that there was they were all ball watching actually. There was a lot of Argentine players in the circle, but there was no proper marking because we found one German player completely free on the far side. So the marking was slack again there.
So goals in successive matches now for Benjamin West. Also got one of the 4 goals against India yesterday. Outstanding player he is as well. 28 years of age, 166th camp for him. And a winner of 2 Olympic gold medals, something that very few players in the whole world can boast of, especially ones among active teams. Anna, that's a touch on from Wesley. Beautifully stolen once again by Mazzilli. Moving with great purpose. The man they call Pejero does well, wins a penalty corner for his team. Could this be the moment for Gonzalo Payat? He's on the pitch and he'll be eyeing this one as an opportunity to put Argentina ahead once again.
A great run by Mazzilli. He's got the skill and he's got the flair. And Wesley blocks him in the circle, and a penalty corner ensured by that. But the most important thing was the strength on the ball and running with the ball with strength as well as with purpose.
They are at the moment down to 10 men because Lucas Rossi was given a yellow card just a while ago for a rather reckless challenge. But this is the moment that Argentina will be eyeing. They've not been too good thus far in this competition. In fact, one of those goals coming from Peña on the opening day, and the other one also on the opening day by Pedro Ibarra. Gonzalo Peña scored once in every match in the semi-finals in Johor Bahru. Eventually, it is taken by Ibarra. There is an infringement, but only leads to a free hit. Quickly taken by Lucas Rey. Now a chance for the counter-attack. It's Tobias Hocker on to Florian Fuchs. He's got Stralkowski alongside him, but chooses to go with Wesley. Back with Fuchs, but a good, important tackle coming in from Pedro Ibarra. It was clean because he got the ball. Fuchs with a good run there.
Well, a good turn of speed and a good turn of pace, as well as spinning off the ball. The important thing was that he was tackled beautifully by Mazili, and a great save there.
Also been a German card in the meantime. Just as the ball was breaking away, there was a reckless challenge which flew in. Just bringing confirmation of that. But in the meantime, Argentina moving forward, and yet another challenge where the legs were taken away from under the player. Mazzilli is making his presence felt all around the pitch. Lopez moving forward. Concedes a free hit though. Confirmation, Oscar Dika, the man with the green card, has served out perhaps about 40 seconds or so of his suspension. 2 minutes for green card in the sin bin and a minimum of 5 for yellow. And of course, no coming back if you get a red. Haven't seen a single red card thus far in the Hero Hockey World League, and that's credit to the players. They've played a good, fair game. Top 8 teams in the world, giving us an exhibition of fantastic hockey. Up to 98 goals, so awaiting goal number 100, and who knows, it could come through in this match. This time Stralkowski looking for his partners inside the box, and Bergner doing enough to upset the man moving forward, who was Rabente.
Well, a good cross by Stralkowski. The important thing was that Bergner did very well to touch that ball and not allow, and put pressure on Rabente, and that was good. That was good by the Argentine defense.
And this time a touch on from Paredes, which was very innovative, but nowhere near as close to Barreros as the striker would have hoped. So Argentina happy to defend well at the moment. It does appear that they'll be quite pleased to take this scoreline into the halftime break, but cannot afford to sit back and allow Germany to keep coming at them. However, we know their ability on the counter-attack. That is something that they will be eyeing this time. Not able to bring it under control. Benedict Fock. Crowd building up. We saw some school children yesterday as well. It is a Saturday, but a lot of schools in Delhi do tend to stay open on Saturdays. We expect them to come down once their school timings get over and watch India take on Belgium to try and beat them to the 5th spot. This is big man Bergner. Germany, of course, a powerhouse in every sense of the word, but Argentina in recent years have had some good results coming their way. And that's what they'll be looking to build upon. Oh, almost finding the foot of Bergner. Then the shot comes in and just thudding into the pad, looking for a reverse. And just earning a free hit in their favor, the Argentine defense. But again, some anxious moments thanks to some good creativity down the right.
I look at the defense of Argentina here. The good thing was the fact that they were very close to the ball carrier. They wouldn't give them a free hit. There was the pressure on the ball carrier, which was really good by the Argentine defense.
Again, the mark of Carlos Retequi and his excellent defensive prowess, which is amply on display. Once again, moving down the right. Good move coming in from the Germans. Florian Fuchs goes down to ground. But in the process, they are able to release the ball through to the defense. But yet again, the Argentine defense doing well enough. Like you said, staying close to the ball carriers and ensuring that there's no foot onto the ball.
Germany playing the ball around the defense, trying to get through from the baseline. not being able to crack the Argentine defense as they should be, because the Argentine defense is closing on very, very fast.
This has been received well. Oh, and that was so close from Stralkowski. Pulled away and didn't take too much time in getting rid of the ball, but just not on target.
When a loose ball comes to Stralkowski, he had all the time in the world to smash that ball inside, but he looked for an aerial ball. You know, it's easier for a goalkeeper to halt these aerial balls than to hit it along the ground. It would be a better option for him to hit the ball along the ground.
Now this is Caglioni. It's a chance for Argentina to hit them on the break. A little fortunate there to win a free hit, Lucas Rossi. It will be taken by the captain. A lot of these players, as mentioned before, more or less the same age group, and a few of them won the Junior Hockey World Cup together in 2005. Makes them good mates, Cedric, and they have been enjoying their time in New Delhi. I remember seeing a couple of Twitter pictures of them sitting in their hotel room listening to music. Always good for team spirit, isn't it, when they have a good camaraderie amongst the unit.
Well, the most important thing in the team is the team itself in terms of team spirit and bonding. Both these teams are very experienced in the type of players that they have. They're just not very young. Argentina, of course, has got quite a few players which are over 30 years old, so they've got a wealth of experience. So do the Germans, who come with 9 players from the Olympics. So, you know, it's just a question of how the team gels and performs on a given day. At the moment, it looks like a scrappy match. Doesn't look a very enthusiastic match in terms of structured moves, good moves. But one has to see which one performs and capitalizes on the chances.
Slipped through by Rabente. Long ball intended for the man right down the right, Martin Zwicker, but first to it was Bergner. Back with German possession, looking to make these last 5 minutes count for them. Remember, they were trailing 1-0 at one stage, but made a magnificent fight back thanks to a fine goal from this man, Benjamin Wess. And that is why we are looking at a 1-all score line, but by all accounts, it's been a first half dominated by the Germans. And the Argentines have clung on, and when they've got that opportunity, they have made it count for themselves. The lone man up front looking to just put some pressure on the German ball carriers is Matas Paredes, and he'll be looking to get involved in this counter-offensive. Down the right, Lopez, known for those long slaps of his, wins a free hit for his team. There he goes, but just a bit too much power on it.
Well, Argentina doing the frontal marking and picking up and anticipating the balls very, very, very well, because the Germans are looking for the through balls, and Argentina's defense is just holding back, waiting, and then as soon as the ball is played, they anticipate that ball and pick it up, which is really good, because it's called frontal marking.
Rabente onto Hana. This is Linus Butt. Slipped through for Wes. It's a deflection from Lucas Villa, which allows it to go towards Argentine possession, but it's given as a free hit for the Germans. Or rather the umpire Utenhoff coming in all the way from his side of the pitch and just ensuring that things are settled down. There have been a few physical challenges every now and then. Two teams which are known to not take a backward step, Germany as well as Argentina. Tobias Hawker on to Oliver Korn. It's a very, very sweet pickup. Lucas Villa was the man. Cedric, Germany have made a lot of positive runnings, and just after this move, it's finished off. It could lead to a goal. That was a great chance. Oh, how close was he there? Lucas Rossi just needed to get some part of his stick, and one felt that would have been the second goal for Argentina.
Well, the cross ball comes from the baseline, and there's plenty of time for Lucas Rossi to put that ball into the goal. It's a question of his body being in the wrong. He should have been facing the ball instead of being side on. He should have been facing the ball and got that ball into the goal.
Just coming back to the original question, Cedric, in a situation like this, Germany have dominated large parts of this first half. But it is at 1-1 and it was nearly 1-2. What must they be careful of in this situation? No doubt the Argentines counter-attack well, but anything that the Germans must do as a policy. This time they've come forward. That is definitely going to be one of their mantras, but what else can they do?
Well, the first thing to do is to block up the defense completely. And they got to keep close to the Argentine strikers because they're of the speed factor and when they receive the ball.
This was them moving forward. Dika almost finding West, but just rolling out of possession before West could come across to that. Germany's number 15 has had a good match, has scored 1 goal already. He's looked good men moving forward. Coming up towards the last minute of play. Gonzalo Peña switching it over to the left where Bergner receives the ball, looks to release Barreiros on the left. Sent out of play by Matania. Quickly taken by Barreiros. Paredes sends it in, and that could have gone anywhere. Takes a deflection, goes for a long corner for the Argentines. They're looking to finish this first half on a high. Now it's slowly building up because at the end of the next 35 minutes, or even if there is a shootout, they will get to see their home side, India, in action. Meanwhile, a shot comes in, takes a couple of deflections along the way, and that could so easily have been dangerous for the German defense.
Well, Argentina is also very, very confident as well as very dangerous on the last couple of minutes in every game that they've played. They suddenly get this kind of wind in the sails in the last few minutes, and they put a lot of pressure on the opposition. And if you look at it, because of their skill factor in a one-to-one situation, they are very dangerous when it comes to the last couple of minutes.
Last few seconds now, and it has been probably not the most scintillating of halves of hockey, but there has been a contest nevertheless. Argentina counter-attacking well, and with the very first move that they got, scoring through Facundo Caglioni in the 15th minute. And inside the next 6 minutes, Germany replying with a superb individual effort from Benjamin West. To be honest, Germany have had the better of the chances. They've created more of the running in the first 35 minutes. But Argentina have done well to not only cling on, but also to show that they are quite dangerous of the counter-attack. So both sets of coaches will have some things to ponder over. Germany, one suspects, will probably be favorites, but never ride out Argentina. And that's what they have proved all through these Hero Hockey World League final matches. So 7th place is still up for grabs. After the first half, it's all square at Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. The scoreline here is Argentina 1, Germany 1 after 35 minutes. classification match for 7th place between Argentina and Germany. It's locked at 1 goal apiece at the moment. This is the final day of competition in the Hero Hockey World League final. And let us know what you think about all of this. In fact, join us on Facebook, where we are at FI Hockey, for everything about the World Game. And we are also on Twitter at FIH_hockey. And make sure that you tag hashtag HHWL with your thoughts on the final day of competition. Who's going to win, do you think? Is it going to be Netherlands or New Zealand who will play the final? And what about this match? Will it be Germany or Argentina? Well, the first half was a story, incidentally, of the Germans, who began much brighter than their opponents and made most of the early running. In fact, this chance fell to them just before the goal was scored. A deflection which almost found its way through. Rabente was in a very, very good position, but immediately off the counter-offensive. Getting this ball through, touch on from Matthias Ray, and then brilliantly done by Caglioni, holding off the challenge from Timya Sulat, and showing just why he's considered one of the most dangerous strikers. Playing his 100th match, incidentally, in the Albi Celeste colours, and making it quite special. But you cannot keep a good team down for too long, and that's what was proved by this goal from Benjamin West. Just 6 minutes later, receiving the ball just outside the D, quickly, swiftly moving into a position from where he released a pretty ferocious tomahawk. Just taking a little bit of a deflection of Vivaldi's trick, but no chance for him. And this time, a great opportunity for Argentina to go ahead, and Lucas Rossi missing out on making a connection which would have put Argentina 2-1 ahead. But most numbers will be dominated by Germany. Ahead on possession, ahead on circle penetrations, also ahead on shots. But the most important factor is that there have just been 1 goal apiece. 4 cards flashed in all, 3 for Argentina, 1 yellow card, and they need to be just a little bit more disciplined in that order through the rest of this match. Well, it's a pretty cold day, but there's lots and lots of sizzling hockey action ahead of us. This is just the 7th and 8th place classification match rather. And for 5th and 6th place, it will be Belgium who will be taking on the home side, India. That's at 3:30 local time. So that's just about 10 a.m. GMT. And 2 hours and 15 minutes after that, England versus Australia. The Ashes clashes in this Hero Hockey World League final for 3rd, 4th place. And then the big one at 8 p.m. local time, New Zealand against Netherlands. Who would have thought after their opening encounters that those two teams would make their all the way to the final? Of course, Netherlands with a great deal of pedigree, but New Zealand showing that they are perfect scrappers the way that they've made their way across to the summit clash. Argentina and Germany themselves haven't done too badly. And Argentina in particular have not lost a single game in the 70 minutes, apart from the one that they lost against Australia. That will slot in at 3rd position there. As you can see, the after shootout comes in after the quarterfinal, as well as the classification match that they lost to Belgium. Both those were lost in shootouts. So apart from that, in 70 minutes, they have not lost apart from that single game, 6-1 against Argentina. The Germans, meanwhile, a bit of a mirror image, because they've only had 1 clear victory thus far in this competition, and they'll be itching to make it 2. Started brilliantly, 6-1 against New Zealand, but then the rust of coming off the European winter showed. 2-1 down to England, and then a thrilling 3-all encounter where they got a last gasp goal, almost a defeat there as well. Quarterfinal, comprehensively lost 2-1 to Netherlands, although they had a goal disallowed late in that piece, and then a dramatic victory obtained by India at the expense of the Germans yesterday, which means that India will be playing for 5th position after this match. But well, 7th and 8th position still up for grabs, and still in the commentary box alongside me is Cedric D'Souza. Cedric, most of the teams will want to repeat a dose of what they did in the first half, but Germany, I suppose, will just want to omit any mistakes that they would have made in the first half. It could so easily have been 2-1 against them as well.
Well, they got to keep much closer to the Argentine strikers. That's number 1. Number 2, the fact is that when they play this patient build-up, they should be able to hit these long balls to the strikers which are moving in the circle instead of standing with the Argentine defense. There's a possibility of more gaps being created. And as far as the Argentina is concerned, they continue to play the same normal pattern of play, which is the counter ball, hold back, because the skill factor that they have in terms of their strikers is absolutely brilliant.
It's Germany who get things moving in the second half. Germany playing in black, going from left to right this time around, and from right to left in their white and blue colors are the Argentinians. Argentina coming into this competition as the lowest ranked of the teams. So from that perspective, it's been a huge boost up the way that they have performed. Only beaten comprehensively by one team inside 70 minutes. But such is the format of this Hero Hockey World League. And particularly in on the penultimate day yesterday, lots and lots of action. 4 matches, 2 of which were decided by the odd goal in one, and 2 of them going all the way to the shootouts, suggesting that there's not much between the teams at this level. Looking for a first attack was Pilt Arnold, but the ball dispossessed and taken away by the Argentinians. Camacho, first to it. This is Mazzilli. Very important player in the scheme of things. Looking to find Caglioni, but first to it by a comfortable margin is Linus Butt. Reading it to perfection, the 26-year-old who's playing his 110th game in German colours. Matthias Ray also picked up his 100th cap and also scored a superb goal in the last match. It was the game against Belgium yesterday. Plenty of quality, plenty of experience which has been on display right through these matches. And that's something that we have accentuated upon, of course. All teams guaranteed those minimum of 6 games. In 6 games, a lot of them against varied opposition, allowing them to just experiment and also get some things right and fine-tune certain things, because this is a big year, of course, 2014. The World Cup in the Netherlands over the summer. For the Asian teams, there's also the Asian Games for some of the Commonwealth nations, the Commonwealth Games and the Champions Trophy at the end of the year. Agustin Mazzilli once again looking to slip it through for Lucas Villa, but he does well to retrieve this ball. Oh, taking on the defense on his own and wins a free hit for his team. Tremendous work rate from this man.
Tremendous work rate as well as strength on the ball. These are the attributes of a great player. To be able to hold back any challenge that comes on you and to have the ball under control.
Really has impressed. A man with tons of experience, more than 100 caps for himself. And just showing his quality, the 24-year-old. This time Lucas Villa wins a long corner for his team. The German defense stretched a little bit at the back. Again, it was Mazzilli who was looking to push it through, but a comfortable enough take for Wes, and he does well to get past 2 men, releasing the ball as well. Gone through for Stralkowski. He's got Florian Fuchs up forward, but choosing to go back. And doing well in spite of some pressure. Wes sending this one in and takes a touch along the way from a German stick and goes out of play harmlessly.
Well, this cross ball coming inside. The most important thing was Decker pulling back. From Decker pulling back, and one of the other strikers moving in to receive that ball. The deflection went wide, but the most important thing was the fact that there was a movement in the circle, and that's how the gap was created for Germany to hit the ball through.
Well earned rest, because West did put in a lot of effort in that last move, was involved in most of the things happening down the right channel. Free hit now for the Germans. On to the captain, Oliver Kahn, choosing to go back to Tobias Hawker. Talismanic presence in midfield. This time he slaps it, and he slaps it quite hard. And it's been given as a free hit to the Argentines. First 5 minutes in the second half. No team able to establish any superiority. Argentina beginning well, but Germany just coming back into it with some free-flowing hockey in the last couple of minutes. That's a good long ball. It's been well received. There is help inside the box looking for Caglioni, but Linus Butt does enough to concede a free hit, but just buy his defense some time. Matias Paredes, who's scored some spectacular goals already in this campaign. Got 1 goal against New Zealand in the quarterfinals and also 1 against Belgium in the 3-2 victory. Second pool match that they played just exactly a week ago on Saturday. Hanna on to Butt. Hawker once again. Arnold. Germans making sure that they stay as patient on the ball as possible. On to Tobias Hawker. Back with the midfielder, and it's been well stolen by Matthias Ray. This is Lucas Ray. Ibarra. Swiftly taken free hit by Wesley, but it's fallen for Argentinian possession. It's a good through ball from Villa. Great vision, and then the shot comes in as well, looking for a cross into the box. Once again, that man again, Mazzilli.
Well, Mazzilli had this ball coming on the right-hand side. He's trying to hit a cross ball, but the ball is far too deep on the right-hand side for him. He had to bring the ball inwards slightly and then cross that ball. It would be better for him for the cross ball into the circle.
In fact, that run coming down the right from Pedro Ibarra. So just showing their versatility, the Argentines. Men from defense coming through forward. They like to move ahead when they get that chance for a counter-attack. That's why they are an attacking and aggressive proposition. This time the ball coming off the foot of Mazzilli, earning a free hit to the Germans. Quickly taken. Zwicker. Hanna. Arnold. Just not able to keep it in play, but Germany significantly looking to use the width of the pitch a little bit more, Cedric.
Definitely using the flanks much more and going wide as much as possible. The important thing in any match is the more you use width of the pitch, the more gaps you create, the more you stretch the defense. So this is exactly what Germany does.
Could well be a card here for Wesley because of that initial challenge on Caglioni. This has been swept through by Lopez. This is something he does well. And just before that could have gone through. The German defense recovering enough. But this is a danger. Lopez does do this well.
Well, he's got the strength in his armory, which is the cross ball and the sweep, but he rolls the ball into the circle. And Lucas Ray was lurking near the post. If the ball had come along the ground, it would have been more dangerous, but it rose up. And a danger play for Argentina and a foul given to Germany.
He's very close to Martin Hanna and going also very close to his waist. That would have caught the attention of the umpire on that side, Raghu Prasad. Now this time it's a touch at the end, other side. Long corner, the Argentines thought it was played dangerously in, but there was no such call coming in from Butanov. There has been end-to-end action in the last few minutes with both teams just opening up, getting a little bit more adventurous. Confirmation of the green card for Christopher Wesley, almost coming to the end of his 2-minute suspension. Lucas Ray, the captain, slapping into a German foot. This is well worked. Caglioni almost working his way through. Gets some support now. Lucas Ray all the way back to Juan Martin Lopez. Lopez down the right, moving well, has this ability to conjure up good passes. That's what he'll be looking to do. Yesulat has been beaten, but then just not able to capitalize on it. And good backtracking by Linus Butt there.
Well, a strong run by Lopez. And he flicks the ball into the circle looking for a deflection, but it rose from a German defender and trickled out to safety. The strength on the ball again by Lopez, great strength.
I've emphasized right from the first match, some of these Argentine players have some tremendous individual brilliance, and once they knit it together and play as a good cohesive unit, it can be a very difficult team to beat, and that's what Carlos Retehui has been successful in doing in recent times. The fact that they finished second in the round 3 at the Hero Hockey World League. That World League tournament, of course, was played in Malaysia in Johor Bahru and lost out to the same opposition that they're playing, ironically enough, in the finals today for 7th and 8th place, Germany. 4-2 the result on that occasion for the Germans. But today it looks a little bit more of an even contest, especially the second half. Argentina are looking to up the ante and getting a few decisions their own way as well. This was good commitment from Caglioni, which won the free hit. The work rate of the men up front, Cedric, has been exceptional, hasn't it, for Argentina?
Definitely, Divine. They seem to be coming back into defense. They seem to be moving up into attack. They're holding on to the midfield. Great stuff by the Argentine strikers, basically.
The likes of Lucas Villa, Agustin Mazzilli, Juan Martin Lopez, Matias Paredes, all have been quite exceptional. This is Lopez. On to Paredes. But, just deemed to be a dangerous tackle from him, which earns Germany a free hit, which will give the defense a little bit of breathing space now. Martin Hahner will receive this ball from Oliver. Linus Butt. But looking for his options, might go for the long ball. Chooses against it. All the way back to Hahner once again. Wesley. You can sense it in their play, can't you, Cedric, that Germany are at the moment a little bit rattled, and what they want to do is, in a way, reboot the system and rethink about what they need to do right.
Well, the Germans normally break you by their precision and by their patient build-up. But in this game, the Argentines have been hustling them very well, have been closing down them very well, and putting them under a lot of pressure when they have the ball. So they hasn't been getting this free-flowing movement which they're known to have.
Hahner with this long ball, but intercepted quite easily. Good bit of work by Lucas Ray, but possession back with the Germans. Can they make this count this time? Fuck does well to move his way around Juan Martin Lopez, sending it in. Easy enough pick up first by Payat, and also getting some support from his fellow defenders. Long ball comfortably received by the Argentines, moving forward with some good pace down the right flank now. Again, tremendous strength on the ball. This time from Juan Aguero, and almost getting this ball through. Paredes would have been in a perfect position to finish it off. So the game opening up in the last few minutes.
Well, I think both teams thinking about a victory and how to break the opposition. There seems to be some sort of movement without the ball, and strength on the ball also. So it looks to be a little bit open now.
Quick reminder once again that you can connect with us. We are on Facebook at FI Hockey, on Twitter at FIH_hockey. Let us know what you think about these last matches of the Hero Hockey World League. This one was slapped across with good power. And there were a couple of attackers who were getting close to it, but just not close enough. Ibarra was perhaps the closest in the end.
Well, a lovely cross ball coming in. Ibarra does well to get in front of the German defender and put a stick down, but he misses the ball. The point to look at here is Ibarra coming in front of the defender to receive that ball.
Yes, in the end, the closest to it was Barreros, but the first pass coming in once again from that man, Mazzilli. And tells you the commitment to the Argentine cause again. Somebody from defense making a run forwards when they have possession. Oh, this one was missed altogether. The German defense under pressure. Linus Butt with an uncharacteristic mistake, giving away a long corner. Rossi pushing it through. Aguero harrying the defense, but in an unfair manner, giving away a free hit to the Germans. Hahner, but might choose to go with Furk down the right. Furk has Rabente alongside him to the right. That's where he goes. Rabente dispossessed. Payat doing well, because what it's allowed is given that free hit and allowed Argentina to put some pressure. That was an interesting ball which came back. Wasn't read by too many players, and luckily for the Germans, also not by the Argentine strikers.
Well, that cross ball which comes into the circle is basically because there were just 2 Argentine strikers and they were marked. But there were 4 or 5 German defenders, so it wouldn't be that dangerous.
Germany with more circle penetrations in this match, but Argentina have done very well to make the most of their scoring opportunities. 1 out of 4, and for Germany that same number is 1 out of 8. And of course also puts into focus that Juan Vivaldi has had an outstanding campaign right the way through. This is Demir Sulat, the German keeper who's also been quite solid. But Hocker pushed through quite usefully. This is looking good. Florian Fuchs. The Argentine defense sticks to its job. Juan Vivaldi has, in this second half, not had too much to deal with, but right through this tournament has made some vital saves. Most notably the game against Belgium, which Argentina won 3-2. Belgians had a lot of possession, a lot of chances, but he kept them in the game. Now this time, it's a good move coming forward from Benjamin West. The Argentine defense looks a bit stretched at the moment, Cedric.
Well, it's only because Germany is switching the game and using the width of the pitch as much as possible and stretching the defense.
You might see that again in evidence, because Hane was moving forward, sizing up his options, eventually turned back. Sometimes you have to go backwards to begin a forward step. And particularly in a high-intensity physical game like hockey, you've got to do it wisely. You've got to use your energy as well as possible, conserve it as well as possible too. So slipped through. Rabente was actually looking to leave it, one thinks, for one of his teammates, but it was picked up by Argentina. Nevertheless, back with the Germans. But Stralkowski cannot hold on to possession long enough. Are we looking at yet another shootout in these Hero Hockey World League matches? This is Mazzilli. Perhaps, on the evidence of what we've seen thus far, the most influential player on either side on the pitch today.
I couldn't agree with you more, Divine. I think Mazzilli has played a fantastic first half and the second half also.
He's right up there. He's looking to put some pressure on the defense this time. So he really is omnipresent for the Argentines today. Just couldn't bring it under control. But that's a routine they work well. The likes of Caglioni, Mazzilli, Barreros, and Paredes will wait for the drive coming down the right flank from Juan Lopez. They have punished a few teams through that routine thus far. This is fallen free for Zwicker. No options, and that's why he's forced to turn back. Again. But Zwicker. Benjamin West very quickly taking that free hit, looking for Milka. Oliver Kahn has received a green card. What's been noticeable also, Cedric, today is unlike previous games today, Marcus Weiser hasn't rotated his players as often. Is that perhaps a sign that he wants to give some of his players more time on the pitch, knowing that they are a little bit rusty coming in from their winter?
Maybe that's one of his reasons. Second reason, maybe there's just too much of fatigue in some of the players, because the German team has not been showing what they're capable of playing in this tournament at all. They're looking leaden-footed, and on counter-attacks they're very susceptible because their last line of defense has been rather slow.
Well, this will be a body blow for the Argentines, because Juan Aguero has been given a yellow card just a while ago. And that means that he'll be off the pitch for a minimum of 5 minutes, and that will neutralize the temporary one-man advantage that the South Americans had. And it will also allow Germany to have some of the edge once Oliver Kahn gets back on the pitch. Aguero's absence also means that there's less bite about the attack from the Argentines, but they come forward once again in good numbers. Fair to say, Cedric, it's been a lot more open as the second half, but no goals as yet.
Well, there haven't been very good chances to score goals. It's been more open, definitely, but the marking has also been tight at certain times, and the shooting has been wavered also. If you look at Argentina just now, they just got 2 strikers in the circle. If you one on the ball, that's 3, and everybody else is back.
Caglioni under close observation from this man, Tobias Hawker. And just judging from a few of the exchanges between the two of them, very soon Caglioni might ask for a restraining order. Not too happy about Hawker being right on his heels, but that's what Cedric pointed out, that there's been some very good tight marking, hallmark of 2 well-knit defenses. They haven't always stood up to the challenge right through this tournament. That was hit with a lot of power and went straight into the Argentine captain. But it has earned them a free hit, which is quickly taken, and Caglioni was looking to break away on the left, but a good tackle coming in from Hana. Caglioni once again, the 2 goal scorers for today, involved in that particular clash with Benjamin West, taking the ball away from Caglioni. Lopez almost slipping his way through, but getting a free hit, and the Argentines wondering why advantage wasn't played there.
Well, the ball went off Lopez's foot after the hit the German defender's foot, so he couldn't give an advantage.
Now this is Lucas Villa, gets some space, goes for the shot, but comfortable enough catch for Benjamin West. Well done.
Well, a shot by Lucas Villa into the German goal basically, and Benjamin West in front of the keeper, marking one of the Argentine players, gets the ball flat on his stick and clears it away.
Now Zwicker has slipped this one through, looking for Milkau. Just not able to keep it in place. So Germany are trying their best as well every time they get it. It's almost a role reversal now. Argentina are relentless in attack, and Germany are looking to make the most of the possession when they get it with the counter-offensives.
Well, Divine, there's a small difference in both these teams. The Argentines go with 2 strikers up front for the attack. They hope that, and they're so sure of their strikers, getting a goal or getting a shot at goal or even making a penalty corner. Whereas the Germans push more up in numbers when they're attacking. They push up quite a few. If you look at them now, there are 4 in the circle. Okay, and there are 2 or 3 lurking behind the circle. So you're definitely looking at a team which has more, committing more players up front.
Coming to that stage where you get the impression if one of these 2 teams scores from here, then it might just be a situation where they go on to win it. Once again moving forward, thanks to Mazzilli to begin with. And the last touch coming off the man on the right, Matias Paredes. A lot of the coaches, when we interview them, Cedric, do tend to be quite diplomatic about whether they practice for the shootout. You have been a coach yourself. Tell us, when it gets to these knockout situations, it must be at the back of your mind somehow, mustn't it? The tiebreakers or the shootouts, whatever you have it.
Well, definitely you have these thoughts in the back of your mind, and you train for it. You train for it all the time. You train for everything that is possible. And I'm sure the Germans have also trained for it yesterday.
Argentina, of course, already involved in a couple of shootouts. Once in their quarterfinal, losing out to New Zealand 3-1. Or 4-3 rather, it went down to sudden death. 3-1 was yesterday against Belgium in their classification semi-final, as it were. Now this has been slipped through. It's a good ball. Just a bit of a heavy first touch on it for Fuok. Still turns it back and could so easily have been a goal. Good run coming in, and he'll be disappointed. He is a striker of great quality. Fuchs just couldn't finish it off.
Well, it took a deflection of an Argentine stick that completely foxed Hooks, who was running in to receive that ball.
Back with German possession. Again picked up by Benedict Fork. He's done very well. This could be a scoring chance, and it is being finished off. Tobias Matania, could that be the winner of this game? Easy tap in the end, but some good work. First from the left flank, very quickly switching flanks, and that's what led to the goal.
A great run down to the baseline, and Matania does very well by just pulling back and receiving the pass and flicking into the goal.
So 2-1 with just about 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes to go. And that will mean that it's everything to do now for the Argentines. To take it into a shootout, will need to score at least once. They have the ability, no doubt, but the question is how much of a desire, how much of a belief do they have at this stage?
Divan, I don't think they have a lack of belief in themselves or the desire in themselves. They are a team which is very, very dangerous in the last few minutes, especially when they're a goal down or when they're drawing a match.
Also fatigue, of course, across 8 days. This is the 6th game for both these teams. There will no doubt be a few tired legs out there on the pitch. This is slipped through well. Can Germany find another gear and find another goal? Of course, yesterday they led 3-1 against India at one stage, went on to lose 5-4, but that was when there were lots of minutes left in the match for Marcus Wise's men. The advantage they have is if they score another one, then Argentina will not have a lot of time to come back into it. Free hit for the Germans, much to the anguish of Carlos Wetewi. Anna. Oh, that's a beautiful pickup from Matthias Ray, and also doing well to release Agustin Mazzilli. Superb run, going in for the reverse, but straight to Yesulat. Still with Argentine possession, going forward. Lucas Rossi. Can they find that equalizer here, Argentina? Stralkowski slipping it through, looking for Fuchs. First to it is Pedro Ibarra. Rossi. Back with the Argentina possession, sense of urgency about proceedings with less than 10 minutes to go. They know that they need to make the most of everything and cannot afford to give the ball away. Lopez almost doing that there. This comes off a German stick, will go out for a long corner. Pressure is almost relentless from the Argentines. Just doing enough on the baseline to earn another long corner for his team. Caglioni, the man who put his team ahead as early as the 15th minute, but since then Germany have played well. They have deserved those 2 goals they've got, but Argentina have been quite competitive, especially in the second half. Stralkowski. It's 4-on-3 at the moment. He's got lots and lots of options in black shirts. He's doing it all by himself. That's a terrific effort, but fine save from Vivaldi. Came all the way out and made sure that he made himself big and denied the run coming in from Oliver Kahn. Terrific effort from the Argentine keeper, making sure that he kept the scoreline at 2-1, and now while that is the case, Argentina will still fancy their chances of getting that equalizer. Good purposeful move coming through from Caglioni. Turning this one back, almost picked up, but still with Argentine possession, just at the edge of the D, and goes out for a long corner.
Well, Argentina trying his best to create a penalty corner, but the Germans doing very well to protect their feet and to keep low in the circle.
This time the foot from Argentina. Terrific effort just a while ago from Germany too.
Well, a great run by Stajkovski. He runs about almost 50-60 yards with the ball. Looks up, great vision, looks up for his player. Finds Oliver Kahn in space. Hits the ball, but Vivaldi comes out, hits the ball, hits his helmet and goes out of play. Absolute fantastic move by Germany.
And once again, the Germans on the ball. The Olympic champions looking to turn the heat on, but Nguyen Luong unable to control that ball coming through. And there's another yellow card. And it's for 10 minutes this time around. So that's a massive body blow for the Argentines. This has been slipped through. Yesulat is first to it. Big confirmation of the yellow card which has been given to Matthias Rey, which will mean he will not come back to rejoin the action. So Argentina will have to do it with a minimum of 10 men in these last 5 minutes or so. Oh, that was close. That was very, very close to the killer touch from Villa.
A beautiful ball across the entire German circle. Goes on to Villa. Villa should have been able to, with soft hands, you'd have got that ball. It was rather a bad first touch.
This has been received in a very good position by Milkau and flashes it across. Hit with a lot of power, but not close enough. Germany, if they find a third goal here, one gets the impression that will seal it up for them. But while there's only a 1-goal difference, Argentina will keep scrapping, keep fighting, keep coming at them. Looking for a free or rather a penalty corner this time. And in the end, just ending up hugging each other were Martin Hahner and Tim Yesulat. Never a bad thing when you're teammates. Physical challenges coming in, and there they were. Well, looking to turn it on a sixpence, as they say, Milkau. But some close attentions from Pedro Ibarra. Now this is Rossi. Slipped through for Aguero. Coming up to the last 3 minutes, Germany, well, it's fair to say, Cedric, 2014 hasn't begun as perfectly as they would have hoped for, but I suppose 7th is still better than 8th.
Well, one would never have thought of Germany, the Olympic champions, the world champ, would be fighting for 7 and 8 places. But such is hockey, basically. If you're not come prepared and you're not performing, then you come a cropper.
In fact, it's been a topsy-turvy tournament all around. Australia looking so impressive for most part, but just last night nicked out in a close encounter by Netherlands. So they'll also have to be satisfied at best with 3rd position. The Netherlands will be taking on New Zealand in the summit clash. The next match, of course, caught a glimpse just a while ago of Terry Walsh. India will be taking on Belgium. Big game for both those nations as well. For India, great chance to finish the tournament well. Oh, that's a good attempt, but a good save too from Vivaldi, who's been quite outstanding yet again today. No goal on his 100th cap for Christopher Wesley. Germany taking their time with this free hit. They have that 2-1 advantage. They want to keep as much possession here as possible. So glimpses of the old Germany have been in evidence. They have played some good hockey, but only in patches.
Very true, Divan. I think if Marcus Weiser will be wise in a way to understand that this team hasn't functioned.
Can they find a third here though? Just getting into a little bit of a tangle when Vivaldi doing enough and also doing enough to prevent a penalty corner, which happens so often when a keeper commits himself.
Well, we haven't seen the well-oiled German machine, as we call them. They have just not fired in all cylinders.
Have of course come here with a slightly changed squad from what would normally be their first choice. As Cedric mentioned, only 9 players from the team which won a successive gold medal at the 2012 London Games. But into the last minute, they can smell it now. Victory in this match will just provide a little bit of succor, especially after losing out on their classification match yesterday to the home side India. For Argentina, this will only be their second loss inside 70 minutes. Not yet though. Free hit, perhaps a last chance for them. Got to make the most of it. Less than 30 seconds now on the clock. Oh, and a long ball which has found its mark in Marco Milcao. He's got a one-on-one opportunity here against Vivaldi. Slipping it, but just slipping it wide.
Milcao would have been better to pull the ball and sidestep the keeper. He just plays the ball past the keeper outside of the goal.
And that is it. Germany, not quite the finish that they would have hoped for in the Hero Hockey World League final, but they do manage to finish a respectable 7th. And Argentina ruining a few missed chances, but they gave a good fight, especially in the second half. The only goal in the second half coming in from the Germans, and that was scored, of course, by Tobias Matania with some good opportunism from one of the numerous moves that they made down the right flank of theirs. The Germany scorers for today, after one goal came in from Facundo Caglioni early on in the first half. There was one goal early on from Benjamin West, and then the winner eventually coming in from Tobias Matania. So Argentina finished 8th, and Germany, the world number 1s, have finished 7th in the Hero Hockey World League final. Confirmation of the final scoreline in the National Stadium. It's finished Argentina 1, Germany 2. Tobias Hawker was quite influential in the midfield, a very, very hard-working player for them. And this man, of course, Augustin Mazzilli, he has impressed one and all with his quality. Some disappointments for the Argentines. Remember, only their second defeat inside 70 minutes, 2 shootout losses. That can always be a little bit harsh, especially on the morale of a young team. And in the end, Germany winning the day through. Some smiles in the German camp. Glimpses of what happened with Argentina coming out on guns blazing in the second half. This was a chance for Villa where he almost got a deflection on target. But this was the moment that the Argentines were dreading, and it eventually came through. Benedikt Furk with some good work and picked up, just controlling it a little bit and then slipping it through Matania through a maze of legs. Look at the number of players in front of him. And Vivaldi, who otherwise had a cracker of a game, would have been disappointed to concede what was in the end a bit of a soft goal. Then the superb run from Strakovski. And this saw the best of Vivaldi once again, because Strakovski took it almost from behind the halfway line. And a massive, massive run which nearly found its mark, and Oliver Kahn was slipped through. But a good save by Vivaldi, which enabled Argentina to stay in the game at that stage. The numbers, as would be expected, have been dominated on the whole by the Germans. 24 circle penetrations to 14, 13 shots to 7, and those 2 goals to 1, which helped them get through in the end. Argentina with 5 cards, that has sometimes been their undoing, and today was no different. Germany winning this one 2-1. So So Germany have sealed up the 7th spot in the Hero Hockey World League final. Let's go down to Michael Absalom for the post-match presentation.
Thank you very much and welcome along to the Hero Man of the Match presentation. Alongside me, FIH representative Coco Badeschi, also the president of the Pan Am Hockey Federation, and today's Man of the Match from Argentina, Agustin Masilli. Congratulations, trophy on the way there for you. Also a check for 25,000 rupees. Sadly though, a losing finish to this tournament. What positives do you take out of the tournament?
I think we won 2 games against very huge teams like Holland and Belgium, and today we play a very good game against Germany, that is the first team on the world, so we keep trying this way to play and continue improving things that are details.
You play a very exciting style of hockey. What sort of consolation is it to pick up a Man of the Match award like that for your personal performance today?
Obviously, I want always to win the game. The personal consolation could be the 3 points, but it's my way to play, and it also this premium is for players, for the team.
And collectively, as a team now, what do you do between now and the World Cup later in the year?
We have to train a lot of things. We have 5 months to train to World Cup in Holland. Normally, we will know the teams we have in the group now, so it's going to be lucky to know which team of this we have and train that.
Great, well enjoy your rest of your time here in India and we'll see you in The Hague.
Thank you very much, you too.
Yes, the Hero Hockey World League final, of course, also an opportunity to find the seedings for the Men's Hockey World Cup, which comes later on in the year in The Hague, which Michael Absalom referred to. Argentina and Germany both will be there. And Germany, no doubt, will go in favourites into that. Well, who's the favourite for the remaining games today? The 5th and 6th place match follows soon after, just about 40 minutes or so left for that. Belgium against India. That should be a cracker, with Belgium playing some good hockey and India just finding their feet in the last 3 games in this competition. England and Australia will fight off for 3rd position. That's at 5:45 p.m. And the final is, of course, between New Zealand and Netherlands. A quick reminder that that will be the clash to look out for, because we'll see the crowning of the first ever Hockey World League champions. So with India's match coming up on this Saturday afternoon, a chilly Saturday afternoon, the crowd just beginning to build up. Some school children, as we saw yesterday, and lots of genuine hockey fans and lovers. The Belgians are out there practicing, and of course the Indians will also be around in the National Stadium and will have practiced on one of the adjacent pitches before they can come out and display their wares for their fans. So the Red Lions will be up against the home side in just a short while from now. And for the moment though, the news from the National Stadium is that Germany have finished 7th in this Hero Hockey World League final as a result of a 2-1 victory over Argentina, with the hero man of the match going to Agustin Masilli, who did quite well right through this tournament, even though he wasn't rewarded with a personal goal, but impressed one and all with his team play. So India versus Belgium in just a short while from now. It's goodbye at the moment, but see you soon for that game.